Well, Minnesota is facing a critical teacher shortage.
During the 2019-2020 school year, 70% of Minnesota school districts said they were significantly impacted by a shortage of teachers and substitute teachers. And of course, the pandemic has only made all of this worse.
So when you hear these stories about the issues that schools are facing, you might find yourself wondering, how can you do anything to help your district? Nathan Eklund is the founder of Eklund Consulting, and he's joining us now with some ideas. Nathan, we'll get to more of the ideas on how folks can help in a minute, but why don't you sort of paint a picture of what the long-term challenges are right now in Minnesota's teacher workforce?
Yeah, good morning. So some of these numbers, even that you see on the screen there, are from pre-pandemic times. So we've seen some trends in teacher workforce that can be pretty jarring. So a third of new teachers leave within the first 5 years. In 2015, we had 3,000 new teachers in Minnesota, and in 2019, that was under 2,000. So we have like too many people leaving and not enough people coming in. So that's sort of when we zoom out of the shortage question.
And let's zoom in. So on a day-to-day basis, what does that mean? What issues are these shortages presenting to schools?
Yeah, so short term, and a lot of what you see, in the paper, reading the news, is just keeping schools open is really tough right now, with due to the coronavirus. And so with people, with staff absent, with students sick, I mean, just opening your school up every day can be a monumental challenge for Minnesota districts.
So I know there's no silver bullet here, what the big picture solution to this is, but it's a matter of recruiting more people to become teachers and then retaining people who decide to go into that business to stay at it, right? How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like a bucket that's leaking water, and yeah, we need to add more water, but I'd sure love to see the bucket itself get patched. And I think a lot of that is just around how we treat educators, how both in their schools as a community, and how they are able to navigate this profession. And yes, we have to do a huge effort to recruit new educators as well. So it's both and.
So I actually was a substitute teacher for a brief period of time in my life when I was looking for my first TV job, actually.
Yeah.
And it was really easy for me to get plugged into. I mean, at the time, I think I just needed a college degree and to sign up. So what do people need to know about what the qualifications currently are?
Yeah, I was thinking that kind of how to help is sort of, I'm going to go red light, yellow light, green light. I mean, red light is like just do no harm. So really think carefully about how we interact with educators that are under an unbelievable amount of stress right now. I think yellow light is sort of just sending gift cards or sending coffee or just something, some appreciation and support. But I think what you're talking about is sort of where we're at, and that's kind of the green light area, and that is really how do we step up and then show up. Schools need boots on the ground. They need help in a really direct way. So substitute teaching is an option. Anyone with a bachelor's degree can literally call their home district and say, I'd be interested in doing this, and they can help you with licensure and getting through it. It's not a really arduous process, but even plenty of opportunities underneath that, helping in school cafeterias, helping on the playground, paraprofessional support. So there's, right now, I think we've gone from it's nice to volunteer in schools. If you have time, 1 day a month, an hour a week, whatever it can be, this is a really critical time for communities, families to actually be on site. And the best thing to do is to call your local district, because everyone has different needs, different policies and procedures, but everyone has that same desire that we need more people there.
I mean, you've been seeing some districts getting really creative. I think it was Blaine, where they're having high school kids get hired as janitorial staff. So, I mean, that's one way of the districts trying to think outside of the box. There's got to be more ideas out there like that to kind of fill this void right now.
Yeah, it's a huge question nationally, and we're seeing schools invent multiple pathways in for people to be able to support schools directly. And I spoke with some superintendents just this last week. Each one had a different idea, like a different kind of plan, and that's why if we can really keep this local. And I think it might be intimidating to think, oh, I'm not going to become a sub, that's a huge job, or I'm not going to do this, that, the other thing. Literally just hours out of a month could be a huge impact. And so I think the lift could be light, but the impact could be huge for your local school.
And I have to say, speaking from personal experience, it was really fun to substitute teach. made me feel kind of young again. I learned what the kids were talking about and what was cool in school.
Absolutely.
So it's good for the person too.
Yeah, I think you
doing
might
it.
have to check with your kid on that someday. I have a senior in high school. I don't know if he wants me teaching
Yep.
his
You and I
AP
couldn't pull that
English
off
class,
right now, Nate.
But with the
Alex,
2-year-old, I can, yeah.
You'll be able to. So, well, Nate, thanks so much for your time today. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Always
Thank
good
you.
to get to pick your brain a little bit. So, thank you.